Hey, it's Jack, back again with another one for you on American Home Hunt. So, be honest with me for a second. Have you ever pictured yourself waking up in one of those classic farmhouses? Rolling fields out front, a big porch to sit on, that quiet country air first thing in the morning. And no, you don't need $500,000 sitting in the bank to make that happen. Today, we're in North Carolina, and honestly, it might be one of the most underrated states out there for farm living. I went out and found 5 real farmhouses. Some are historic with these gorgeous old porches. A couple are already fully restored and ready for you to just walk in and unpack. And every single one of them proves you don't need a huge budget to live this kind of life. Here's the thing though, they're all a little different. A few need some love and a bit of imagination on your part. First stop, Clinton, North Carolina. A small town out in Sampson County, and it really does capture that classic southern rural feel. You've got wide open farmland around it, quiet back roads, that slower pace of life a lot of people are chasing these days when they're trying to get away from the noise of the city. It's not totally cut off though. You're about an hour from Fayetteville and a bit over an hour from Jacksonville and the coast, so you get that peaceful countryside setup, but city stuff is still within reach if you need it. Now let's talk pros and cons for a second, because I always want to give you the full picture. On the plus side, prices here are honestly hard to beat compared to the rest of North Carolina. $125,000 for a home with land? You're just not finding that in most places anymore. You get space, fresh air, and a community where people actually look out for each other. Cost of living is low too, and if you've ever wanted to start a little garden, maybe keep a few chickens, this is the kind of place where that's actually doable. Now the trade-off, it's rural, plain and simple. Fewer shops. Next up is Eden, North Carolina, a historic little town in Rockingham County, right up against the Virginia border. They actually call it the land of 2 rivers, since the Dan and the Smith River both run right through it. Makes for some really pretty scenery. Population's around 15,000, so it's a step up from Clinton. More shops, more restaurants, decent schools, but it still has that small town warmth to it. Let's run through the pros and cons here too. On the plus side, Eden gives you affordability without feeling quite as remote as some of these other towns. Housing stays low, and $180,000 for a farmhouse here is genuinely solid value. You're also only about 40 minutes from Greensboro, so commuting to a bigger city isn't out of the question. And if you're into the outdoors, the rivers and trails around here are a nice bonus. On the trade-off side, it's still a smaller market, so don't expect the kind of value growth you'd see in a place like Raleigh or Charlotte. Local jobs can be a bit limited too, so plenty of folks commute out. Now we're heading west to Old Fort, North Carolina, a small town tucked right into the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's got that mix of history and nature going for it. Trails, waterfalls, and it basically acts as the front door to the mountains. It's about 25 minutes east of Asheville, which, if you don't know, is one of the fastest growing and most sought-after cities in the whole state. So what's the upside of owning here? Honestly, the location alone is hard to beat if you want mountain living without paying Asheville prices. You get the peaceful lifestyle, hiking, fishing, that clean mountain air, while still being close enough for the restaurants, breweries, and culture Asheville's known for. It's a small, welcoming community too, and honestly a solid pick if you're thinking about a vacation rental down the road. The trade-off, it is a small town, so don't expect big city convenience right outside your door. For daily errands or anything medical, you're probably driving into Asheville or Marion. And since mountain properties tend to attract. Next stop, heading northeast, is Warrenton, North Carolina. This town runs deep with history, known for its antebellum architecture, small-town charm, and that strong Southern heritage you can really feel walking around. It's about an hour from Raleigh, and not too far from the Virginia line either, so you get that peaceful setting without being totally cut off from bigger cities. Let's weigh it out. On the plus side, Warrenton is genuinely affordable compared to the areas around it, and if you love history and character, this town is a bit of a hidden gem. That slower pace is great for retirees, remote workers, or honestly anyone who's just tired of the city grind. Property taxes tend to run lower here too, which helps the budget. One more thing I like: location. You're close to Norfolk, which is a beautiful coastal city in Virginia, and only about 2 hours from the beach. So summer days by the ocean are very doable without dropping a fortune on hotels. On the trade-off side, it's small and quiet, so limited nightlife, fewer job options, and not much. Last stop is out east, in Ayden, North Carolina. A small but lively town in Pitt County, just a few minutes from Greenville. Ayden's known for its barbecue festivals, a friendly community, and that nice balance between small-town living and access to a bigger city nearby. Being close to East Carolina University, plus Greenville's medical hub, makes this a solid pick for families and working professionals alike. Pros and cons, real quick. On the plus side, Ayden gives you that small-town charm with quick access to Greenville's jobs, schools, and entertainment. Cost of living stays below the national average, and honestly, properties here still feel like real value compared to some of the faster-growing markets nearby. On the trade-off side, while Ayden has plenty going for it locally, it is still a smaller town. So if you want major nightlife or big city amenities right outside your door, you'll need to head into Greenville or beyond. And there you go. 5 genuinely great homes, all under $300,000, spread across North Carolina. From that classic country charm in Clinton to the porch life appeal in Ayden, the mountain-adjacent character of Old Fort, the historic grace of Warrenton, all the way to the renovated beauty out in Ayden, each one shows you just how much value is still out there if you know where to look. North Carolina keeps proving itself as one of the best states for affordable housing, and the best part? These are real, current listings, not something I dug up from years ago. So, if any of these caught your